in prison, I know you had to choose a faction, right? Hamas, PFLP, Palestinian Authority, or PA, or something else. And you initially, I guess, agreed. How did it come to be that you agreed to collaborate with the Shin Bet, the Israeli Internal Intelligence Service? Because that seems like a really hard choice to make after growing up in one place. And it's like, okay, I guess I'll be the worst thing that everyone considers, a collaborator. How do you make that choice?
So back in the 1990s, a couple of Hamas members succeeded in infiltrating the Israeli intelligence, and they were double agents, and they were heroes in the among the Hamas movement, like the most sophisticated, because Hamas does not have intelligence, like strong intelligence like the Israeli intelligence, and to be actually able to fool the Israeli intelligence and double play them, it was like a really badass in the Palestinian street. So everybody wanted somehow to do it, and I was just another idiot, who thought that I could actually fool the Israeli intelligence. So this is why I agreed to work with Israel, with a hidden agenda or hidden intention, is simply to be a double agent. And this is how unexpected journey started, simply motivated by hatred.
Sure. Okay, that makes sense.
No, but what happened later, when I got to prison, Hamas was in a state of chaos, of outrage, and within the prison. Thousands of Hamas members were in prison, Israeli prison. And now Hamas didn't know how their members and their cells and their secret operation was exposed by Israel. So they wanted to know who were the rats, who were the collaborators with Israel. So they started torturing people, their own people, anybody, any suspect. And they were torturing them brutally. And the peak of their torture was during the time when I was in prison. That was back in 1996, 97. Hundreds of prisoners were tortured, dozens were killed. And the level of brutality of what they did to human beings exceeds anybody's imagination, and I don't exaggerate when I say this. Imagine putting needles under someone's fingernails, and just like let them experience pain, slowly for months, to squeeze information from them, as they scream. And I remember they would just put a soap bar in a prisoner's mouth, then tie it with a towel on the outside, blindfolded, as they burn plastic on their bare skin. So basically, this is what Hamas was doing in prison to any suspect who had any relationship with the Israeli intelligence. And here I am, I'm coming to prison, with actually a relationship with the Israeli intelligence, but, with no intention to spy on my own people or commit treason or betray them. I would never betray my father, for example, like at least, my father who was arrested by Israel so many times, how could I betray him? Or betray the pain that he had to go through. It was impossible for me. Like no temptation, no intimidation in the world would make me work for Israel against my father and his own organization. So for me, I was pretty confident with, my agenda, which was revenge. So I told Hamas, hey guys, this is the situation. I had agreed to work for Israel, and I have some agendas. He said, okay, write it down. So I write down the story to the Hamas security wing. And they came back with more questions. But I said, I don't have answers for those questions. Like, for example, who is your network? Did they give you a special device? What's your mission? And I told them simply, the Israeli intelligence said, go to prison, spend your time. It's like a cover. And after you're released, we will be in touch with you. They did not give me a mission. They did not give me a device. They did not give me a network. They did not connect me to a handler. And that was the truth. So simply Hamas did not believe my narrative and did not fit their imagination. So they start questioning. And this is where I felt this is it. Hamas, my own father's organization, that we as a family sacrificed everything so it can live. Here I am, face to face with this monster. I'm even telling them the simple truth that I'm not a traitor. I stepped forward. They did not discover me. I just came forward and I said, hey, I have a relationship. I established a relationship in principle. I never did any mission for Israel. And I have a national agenda, and I want to take revenge from those enemies of our society. But Hamas did not believe it, and they start interrogating me. Of course, my father was not there to protect me in prison, and I became all of a sudden accused, for nothing I did. And that was the moment where I saw Hamas' true face, that they truly don't see Israel as the enemy. Also, I can be their enemy. Anybody else can be their enemy. Just disagree with them, or tell them a truth that isn't their truth, and they will hate you, they will interrogate you, they will torture you. And this is what basically they were doing for many other prisoners. So this is when I start having actually my doubt about other prisoners being tortured and killed. I know that I was innocent. And what if all these prisoners also were innocent people? So basically, as you see, I don't have like a simple answer to say yes or no. And it's the opposite extremes of my journey. It just makes it contradictory and makes it such a very complicated human journey. And for me, it's very easy to know where I came from and how I traveled, on this path. All the unexpected, I go to work with Israel to take revenge from them, but somehow like I end up working for them. To the Muslims, I pose as a Christian. To the Christians, I pose as a Muslim. To the Israelis as a Palestinian. To the Palestinians as Israeli agent. All the opposite extremes, of life exist within my journey. It was easy to just stay where I was. I had privileges. I had security. I had respectability. I was somehow like the Hamas prince, in that society. And the majority agreed, that Israel is the enemy. Let's fight them, and the more you fight, like my father, he's a national hero. He's a national hero. 25 years in Israeli prison, praise Allah, and everybody is very proud of him. But practically, he's an idiot man. He's an idiot man. And